Hi guys, and welcome to my first video on finding your Italian ancestors online. Today we're exploring Antenati, the website to help you find your ancestors with all records from 1809 to all the way to 1910, and even further if you are, depends what area of Italy your ancestors have come from. So we're going to dive in and sort of check it out. Today I'm going to be focusing a bit more on the Islay side of my Italian ancestors to help you out, because I know there's a lot of you out there from the islands who are wanting to have a bit of help to find some records. So we'll start straight away just to sort of show you step by step how you can look into the marriages, the deaths, and the births, the records that are online at the moment on Antenati. So here we have now the website of Antenati. I'll put a little link below to get you to the direct website. At the moment it is in the Italian version, but we can change it into the English version, which doesn't change too much, but it's the English flag right here, which I'll click on. So from here we can click on browse, and then this will come up with all the provinces of Italy. So even if you've got ancestors from different other parts of Italy, you may be able to find them. This website's always been updated, and these new regions do come up from time to time. So from here, at the moment, we're going to choose Messina because that's where the Islay are. But I've used in the past Ascoli and Chieti, because I do have my grandparents also coming from those regions, and even from Salerno. But we will go to Messina. So where it's got here tutti, you go down to Messina, that's fine, and the fondo, which is sort of the fondo is like the area of records, but the date of the records you can choose here. So those of the Napoleonico, they normally range from 1809 to 1819, if that wasn't clear. And then you got the Restaurazione from 1820 to 1860. And then you got the Stato Civile Italiano from 1861 to 1866. So it depends what type of records you're looking for. You can find them there. Anything after 1866, the best, or 1865, you're looking at familysearch.org, which I'll probably show you another video on how to use that. So these are really great tools, and they're free tools to use to find your ancestors. If you know some certain dates, it helps. If not, you could sort of you can look through all the years and sort of start finding your family. So I think what we'll do, we'll go to this one here, the Stato Civile della Restaurazione. We'll go there, and we don't need to put anything in the other boxes here, but I'll go then cerca, which is to find, and below here we'll come up with the the result, which may allow you to enter into the following pages. So we can go here to apri, to open, and then you get all the comune, or you can see all the little towns in the Messina region. Now there's a fair few in the Islay. Here we can see there's Filicuri, so if your family does come from Filicuri, you can check there. There's also Capo here, Alicudi here, but at the moment we can go to the next part down here, and we can go to probably Lipari, which is the biggest island. You got even Lingua here, you got Santa Marina, you got all the little comune of the islands, and of course Messina is in part of here. So as we get to this next spot here, this will tell you the different type of records you can find. So with the marriages, the deaths, the indici, which is the indexes, which are the best, the helpful, most quickest way to find your ancestors, your births, and so. So we could start with just say with birth. So if we go to Nati and we choose a year, let's say 1823, we click on 1823. We continue on. There's always a number. I think it's a volume number. They've put after the year, and then you've got all the records here, which to go through will take some time. But the best way that I find is to go to the last page, and so in this one you can go to here where it's got pagina 7 or 7, and then you come, most of the time, not always, sometimes they don't have indexes, but most of the time they do, you'll find the index. So just looking by the images, I can sort of see that the indexes start from this page 276. You sort of see that it's changed a bit of the format, and this is it here. So you have your index for this 1823, the births are in Liberty, and you'd go down and guess to see if you've got a surname that you're looking for, and then you could actually see then their parents and when their birth date is, and then so this Liberty, as it's a big island, there's a fair few records. If you go to maybe Santa Marina or Lingua, or even Filocuri, you get, of course, less records, so it's a bit easier. But of course, there's a lot of more common surnames as well, so it gets a bit tricky. But for me, what I tend to do is I've got a spreadsheet in Excel, and I sort of just input all that information, so all the surnames that relate to me or from my ancestors, I write it all down, because I do find sometimes they are related, especially if it's a name that's not too common. Most likely everyone is related, and it's happened to me that I found there's a couple of names in my tree that are a little bit not common on the islands, and so far everyone has been related, so it's been good to really piece together a great family tree. And so I'm now on like the second page of the index, just showing there are a lot of records, and you would have to look through them and sort of see what. Sometimes they got the surname, so in this case we've got Molica, and then the first name Maria. This would show you it's the number 41, record 41, with the parents' names and then the date of birth. Now, if you want to go and see the actual record to find more information regarding how old the parents were, and things like, and say maybe where they're living, you just note down the number next to it. In this case, 41. And then what I would do, then I would go back to all the thumbnail images, which I go to the volume number, and it was 41. Now I know with the births, it's pretty much one birth per page in 1823, and I've got 1, 2, 3 images already taken up. So I've got 41. We could say it's 40, 45, could be 44, but I always allow one more extra just in case. So if we go to image 45, okay, so in this case I know it's actually record number 42, not 41, so I'll go back to the precedent one, the previous. So this is still, even if I've selected English, this is still all in Italian anyway. So here we go, we've got the record that I was looking for, and I think it was for, yes, Maria Molica, number 41, and this will tell you most information. Now, if you know how to if you know how to read Italian, it's quite great for you. If not, you sort of get to know the position of where you're looking for the name of the father, the mother, the date of birth. And so here, most likely, we've got the father's name, Onofrio, who was 25 years old, and his profession was agriculture, pretty much like a farmer. And then said where they were living in Santa Lucia, Strada Santa Lucia, where they presented a female, and she was also born from with Anna Maria Schiacciatano, who's the mother, and she was 23 years old in that way. And then it would come up with down here the date of birth, so with the 7th of February of this year, and it will give you even the name given, which is Maria. On this side you have the baptism when it was taken. Oh, if I can get it up, sometimes it does happen, but this here area here will give you the baptism date. Over here will give you this is the date of actually when the record was created. So this sometimes is not even that, which people do get confused, is they think this is the date of birth, where really no, this is the date when the record was created. You're looking down here for the birth date, and this goes for this first part of the records, you could say. So then we can go back to Liberty, and then we can even look at matrimoni, the marriages, and see what we could find there. Now, myself, I've actually indexed all the marriages on Liberty from here, as you can see, from 1820 all the way to 1860. And there are also some years in between that are missing. In this case, we can see that 1821, 1822, 1823 is actually missing, and then goes to 1824, 25, 26, 27 onwards. And then even, I believe that's what 1852 is missing, and at the moment, well, look, they're not online, and I don't think they'll ever come online. They're just at the moment online missing. But they still exist, I believe. I've seen at the Comune, or even in Messina. If you really believe that your ancestors were married during that period, you could really check that out there. But if not, you could just keep going through here and find what you're looking for. So I think let's go to 1835, because I think I remember my great grandparents were born in were married in 1835. So in the marriages there's a couple pages to each. You got the first page, which gives you most of the information that you do require. The second may give you a little bit additional information regarding the parents, if they had died or so. And the back page, the third page, would just give you just a couple more signatures and the testimonies of people present, pretty much. So if we can go. You can, I don't know, 1835 if they do have, we'll see if they got the index. So we can go to page 5, the last page. And see if they got the index. In this case, yes, they do. So we can click on the index in any of the pages of the index, and you come up with the marriages. So in this case, we've got, you could say the husband's name, and then you've got the wife's name here, and it would tell you where they were born in this part here, the parents' names, of course, and what date. Now this way, I see Travaglia Angela from Malfa. She's probably a most distant cousin of mine, because I do know all the Travaglias are related to myself. And then as you go down, you'll find some surnames. You're like, oh, okay. But that's what you do. And then, as I did with the births, you would go back. So I could pick this one, number 34. This record 34. We can go back to the number, the volume number here. The 569, and it was 34. Now 34, because it's 3 pages per record, I go 34 times 3. So I'll be looking into the 60s, even the 70s really. I think 72, if I've done my maths right. Have a look. Oh, no. No, we're looking like about 102. Oh no, that's one. Oh, we're good. That's good. So we've got, we'll just go to this one at the moment, and we've got number 36, it looks like, yeah. So we've got the 36. Sometimes I do have it in this corner here, but again 36 here. It will give you the date the record was made, but this is I take this as a civil marriage date. The church marriage date most likely is this one over here on this side. So this, it depends. Some people will go with the civil, some will go with the church. Through time, I've found I've pretty much gone with the civil, because in other periods in 1860s it only gives you the civil marriage date. It doesn't actually give you the church marriage date. So I've sort of kept it all civil, and then made a little note that the church date, the religious date was this. So here they could say on the 23rd of July they were married civilly, but then on the 31st of July they got married in the cathedral there, San Bartolomeo. So here we can it gives you the sindaco, and then it gives you the names of the husband. So Bartolomeo Rando, of 24 years old, from Santa Marina, and he was the son of Giuseppe and Mariana Longo. The wife was Angela Costantino, of 18 years old, of the said contrada, or like you could say the same comune, that was living in Lipari, and she was the daughter of Antonino and then Angela Sinagra. I think I can look at that. So that's that. But actually, that's a good thing to notice. Marriages in if you're looking at marriages in Sicily, from 1820 to 1860, I think 1860, all the marriages from all the islands are in Lipari. So you won't find them in the all the other. In all these other comuni, you actually find them in the Lipari matrimoni. So that's why there's so many, because all the islands were under the Lipari. The head of all the islands was Lipari, and so all the marriages are there. So if you go to Filicudi, the marriages won't show up. You're looking at Lipari. So that will show. That's pretty much what Antenati does. I'll just quickly have a look at even Santa Marina, because I do recall that there aren't any. There wouldn't be any marriages. They'll all be under the same or under Lipari. No, that's right. Okay, that's right. So anything from 1820 to 1860, looking for, is all under Lipari. Which does make it a little bit harder, but it's there. So yeah, it's still, and this again, it does apply to all other regions of Italy. So you can see all the other, the main parts, the capitals of each region, I should say. I've looked even Ascoli and it's like even similar. Now, if they do, they got like, if you go to a different time, so now if we're going to Stato Civile Italiano, these are from 1861 to 1865. You can have a look in here, and this one comes up again. Actually, let me go back. So it will give you the Italiano, and then it'll give you, in this case, it's given us by church. Depends on where you're going, but this one's giving you by the church. And look, we can go to this one here, and then again it will come with births, deaths and marriages, and again you can click, and it's all the same wherever where you're going. It always works the same, so it's quite a thing. And then to save records, what is a good idea, I believe, is just copying the link at the top, this part here, and if you use even like Family Tree Maker, just put the link in the notes so you can always go back to it, or you could always, once you find your record, click on it, and you could always do like a right click and save. So right click and save image as, and then that will go to where you want to save it. So you've got that on hand. Now again, this is like now looking at 1860 births, or in this case deaths. It's a different format in that regard, and sometimes each comune or each area may have a different outlay, what am I saying? Layout for their records. But most of the time it's the same. After looking at 1865, hang on, no, we're looking at 1875 onwards. It's pretty much the same layout all the way up to 1910 onwards, which I love the layout, which gives you about 3 to 4 records per page in that regards. So cool, I think, hope it helped you out there. I probably should make another video with Family Search to show you how to use that. But look, in this way, antenati has helped me a lot with finding my ancestors, and even their brothers and sisters. So hopefully it helps you out as well. I'll quickly just show you my page, my website, which I'll have a link down below as well, which mostly focuses on the Sicily ancestry. So as I've mentioned, I've done a marriage index from 1820 to 1860, which you can download in an Excel file, and easy to search for possibly your ancestors if you have gone back to that far, and also their brothers and sisters. So in there's a total of like 3,475 marriages from all the islands, so it's a great resource to see. I have indexed all the marriages in Messina from 1866 to 1910, and that's quite complete. And it just helps, even with DNA, it does help me sort of find how we are related to each other. And just a bit of information for you to help out. The cemeteries, I've gone to most of them, and I've photographed a fair bit. So you can have a look in there to see if possibly your ancestors are in one of these cemeteries, which probably quickly can show you. And I've given a bit of an index here, but also on the Find a Grave, definitely you'll find, I've added all these all to Find a Grave, in this one in case in Liberty, but there's also Santa Marina and many others, so you can have a look there as well. Cool, I hope you enjoyed that video. Give it a like. I'd love to see what comments you may have, or if any help you need on finding other records, and hope to see you soon. Bye.